gun control. Because these moments I hate because they always make it like a political thing right after. And this was even sicker because this shit was like the next day. And it was like Thousand Oaks. On Twitter, it was like Thousand Oaks Massacre was #2 and gun control was #1. Which I was like, it hasn't even been 24 hours. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. But they try to make it a political thing. And I'm like, if you take the whole gun control stance and whatever, however you feel about it or whatever, no one ever talks about the mental health approach to any of this shit. It's always just like, we don't need guns. Some people are like, we do need guns. But I'm always like, okay, the actual gun isn't the problem. The problem is these people that do this shit are sick.
But I think that that's what people do want. At least from what I understand, and I think my stance on it would be gun control, like gun control in the sense of like, let's have more control over who's allowed to own a gun.
Right.
And in places like, I forgot what fucking country it was, like you have to do like mental health exams and like take certain tests and re-up.
Is it Japan?
Yeah, where it's like you have to take these tests every year to keep owning your gun, which is what I feel like people want. Like, I don't think they want to get rid of guns entirely, like, out of the country and that's it. I think it's like, can we just make sure you're not giving ex-Marines with PTSD guns to have in their house?
Right.
What do you need it for? You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. I think it's that. I think that that's what people are looking for.
Okay, let's back up. So your stance on gun control is that well, I'm not gonna. What's your stance on gun control?
I would like gun control to look that way. I don't mind sane people who have control of their lives and control of themselves. I don't mind if they have guns for like protection in their house or whatever, you know, but I feel like there should be more steps and like
it shouldn't be so easy.
Right, like it can't just be like, oh, I'll just go to fucking Vegas and buy a gun and come back and own a gun. You know, like I think it should be a thing. Like just, I don't know, regulated more. So that's how I feel about it.
Mark?
Yeah, pretty much the same. Like I like Japan's model on it. It seems like pretty smart without getting too preachy about taking guns away and stuff. Mm-hmm. Because I like guns. Like every time we go to like the shooting range, it's fun.
Right.
But then again, I'm not like hoarding one and thinking about plans of like shooting up a place, you know?
Right. For me, I am a gun owner. I own 3 guns. And one is an assault rifle. I'll get that out right now. So we'll get to that whenever we get to it. But I've owned a gun. I've had like my gun permit or everything since I was 24. Now I'm 27, right? I've had all my guns. I've never shot anybody. I've never had the itch to or the need to, right? But for me, this is just being point blank. As a minority, where we come from or whatever, I feel like if you aren't pro-guns, like to a degree, I feel like you must not be where we're from. And it's not even for the simple fact of like street shit or anything like that. It's because shit happens here that is completely like you can't control. Robberies, muggings, all this shit or whatever, right? And there's things where like, of course, there's states like Texas and I believe Florida too that have like the whole open carry shit like that. Mm-hmm. The level of stuff that happens out there is so less than California that has like all these stringent laws against guns, right? As a gun owner, I agree that everyone should not be able to own a gun. Or at least if you're going to own a gun, then the process should be strenuous as fuck. Because I'm going to be honest. All I did to own my gun was legit walk into a Turner's, which is, if you guys have any hunting or outdoorsman store, I walked in, I asked them, I would like to purchase a gun. They're like, do you have a permit? I was like, no. They're like, well, you have to have a permit. How do I get that? I always thought it was like, take a class, take training, 8 hours and stuff like that. Nope, they were like, you can take the test right here. If you pass it, and they give you 4 chances. That was the crazy part. They give you 4 chances to the same day. Mm-hmm. If you pass the test, you can buy the gun. Mm-hmm. I took that test. I passed it the first try. I know street shit about guns, but I've never, like, at that point, never actually handled a gun, anything like that. I learned all my shit from video games. and I was able to do it. This is just me being honest. Of course, after owning and purchasing a gun, I then went through the steps to actually know how to actually use it and handle it properly, right? But of course, not everyone's going to take that approach that I did. This is where that scares me because in these moments where these things happen, there is someone out there who did the same exact thing I did that has plans of doing some stupid shit.
Yeah. Also, yeah, like let's say not even to the extremes. Just they do what you did. They took the test. They get their gun, and their kids really because 18-year-olds like once you get older you're like, oh, they're still kids.
Right.
They like to show it off to their friends and like just have it around and open and
Right.
they could be drinking eating. I was actually at a place like it was like a friend of a friend. Like we went over to his house and like everyone was like drinking, getting high and stuff. And this motherfucker pulls out his rifle. And I fucking just go behind a corner. I'm like, I don't care if like I don't know if there's bullets or not in there.
Right.
Everyone's drunk and high. Like I'm gonna go behind this fridge and like y'all motherfuckers get shot. I'm gonna go behind this fridge and let this fridge protect me.
Right. Right.
You know, it's just stupid shit. You know, because
Right.
kids are gonna be kids. Just put a gun in their hand and then it doesn't change anything. They're gonna be stupid. Yeah. Get off my lawn.